I'm Buntag, and welcome to, this is going to be one of our weekly roundups on my Filipino adventure. This is going to be a weekly recap, plus I'm going to surgery tomorrow, so I don't think I'm going to be in front of the camera for a few days. So forgive me, maybe Yna can come up with another video, but I usually do the editing. So Thursday, no, tomorrow. Don't expect anything. Friday, probably not. Maybe over the weekend. So if you don't hear from us for a few days, just know that we love you and we miss you. So we're just gonna go through a roundup here. Talk about a few things, some of the comments, and go over some things. First of all, thank you so much. We're at like 750 subscribers. And for my understanding, to become a YouTube partner, I don't think it's partner, but to get ads placed on there, actually we can start generating some income. And I'll talk about that in a second. You need 4,000 hours. And correct me if I'm wrong, because I have really no idea. This is all new to me. But somebody said 4,000 hours, which is 240,000 minutes watched, and 1,000 subscribers in 12 months. If you get that, then you're eligible for AdSense. Now we have 260,000 minutes watched. So we hit that mark in 5 weeks. Our subscribers are like 750, so we only need about 250 more subscribers. So subscribe. If you're on the fence, go ahead and subscribe. It'll help us out. And then what we had made a plan. Now Yna doesn't make any money where she's at. There's no where she lives, there's no opportunities for jobs too much, unless she becomes an overseas worker, which is a mainstay in the Philippines. I could go on and talk about that for an hour, but so it's either she will leave her hometown and go to Cebu to try to find work. She had an offer in Dumaguete to wait tables, but after she paid for a boarding house and her food and stuff, we figured out she'd only make like $100 a month. I mean, $100 US a month after all that. So what we decided to do is whatever we make on the channel, which I know is not going to, it's going to be pennies, but down the road, if it does start making a decent amount, I know one guy has got 100,000 subscribers, a Philippine vlogger, and rumor has it that he makes $4,000 to $6,000 a month off YouTube. I doubt we'll ever see that, but if it gets into like the few $100 range, half of the money is going to go into our fund, which will be for property and whatnot, and then the other half will split between us. And this way, Yna can have a little income. She doesn't need much money to live on, but so if that happens, great. That's just it's just one of our plans. What else we got going here? Lapu. So the Lapu, that was a good video for Yna. The 90-day visa and the don't take my advice. Don't take my advice was a really popular one. And I said that honestly. I was saying, really, don't take my advice. I wasn't being like sarcastic or saying, people are picking on me, so this is my sarcastic comeback. It was a little bit of that. A little bit of that. But mostly it was saying, yeah, don't take my advice, because this is an experience channel. Like, this is exactly what I explained on the video. So yeah, this is not an advice channel. I might give you some information, and it may be right, may be wrong, but hopefully it's right. I try to do some research. Okay, there's a few words that I'm sure that you hear a lot on these videos, and if you're not, if you've never been here, or just starting, they might be a little confusing to you. And one is the barangay. You hear that word popped up a lot on the videos. So she lives in a barangay, or this barangay. So basically, in the Philippines, they'll have an island or a province, like where she comes from is Negros. Now that's split in half. Negros Occidental, the west, Negros Oriental, which is like where Dumaguete, that's the east part of this island, and then Negros Occidental, which is the west part of the island. Now she lives in Occidental. Now the biggest city in Occidental, or I think it's the only city, is Bacolod, which is the biggest city on the island, I think. And where she lives is not a city. She lives in a township or municipality called Yna. So it's a town or a municipality, the same thing, of Bacolod, even though it's 5-6 hour drive. And when we say barangay, that is kind of like a subdivision. So she lives in the subdivision, or like a little village almost. Like so he lives in the subdivision of Yna, which is a municipality of Bacolod. So you hear that word barangay, which means this means a subdivision, and it usually pertains to the province, which is another word you can hear. And when people say she's a province girl, or if you want to live out in the province, that just means the country. It's usually less populated areas. And Yna lives in the province, in the municipality of Yna, but the subdivision of, or barangay of Daug. So if you hear that word popped up, it just basically picture yourself thinking of a subdivision. A large subdivision. Pesos. Here's an easy, there are lots of pricing being kicked about. Now, the way I do it, and everybody can do it however they want. This is, for me, it's just the simplest process for me, is a peso is 2 cents. So whatever the price is, they say, well, how much is that a kilo? 100 pesos. It's 100 pennies times 2. So I times everything by 2s, pretend it's pennies. So they say, well, that's 100 pesos. Then automatically I make that 200 pesos. And what's 200 pennies is $2. So 100 pesos is $2. Is that complicated? To me, it just makes total sense. Hey, that's if you go to the store, that's going to be 50 pesos. 50 times 2 is 100. 100 pennies is $1. So I always just times it by 2 and pretend they're pennies. And that goes all the way up to the big numbers. You know, so like a million pesos is 2 million pennies, which is $20,000. So if that helps you at all, if you practice that, or if you have your own system, but if you hear people on the different vlogs talking about peso this, peso that, times it by 2, pretend they're pennies, and then that's what it is. And like market prices. When she went to the market today, it was today's video, and I've been to the markets many times, and yeah, I was a little disappointed in the markets. I was hoping to find some real true cultural items and gems of the Philippines, but it's mostly just Chinese junk. Not junk, but you know, it's like plastic stuff, housewares, and that's why everyone seems to be selling kind of the same things. Is they get these shipments of wholesale from China and they try to resell it. There is some things that are strictly, or at least culturally Filipino, that I like. And one thing is the knives, and that's what she kept on checking out, those the knife prices in the video, because I told her keep a lookout. But none of those are the ones I want. They make these knives and they grind down leaf springs from a car. They grind them down into really nice kitchen knives. And they're kind of big and scary looking, but I want to get a couple of those. Actually, I'd like to get a lot of those for presents for people. Okay, cities, municipalities, subscribers, the money split, other YouTubers, surgery. I think that's our update. So, where are we at here? 8 minutes, that's good. Oh, there's one last thing I wanted to show you. I got this sitting in front of me. So, I see these native chickens, and even the chickens that you get at like the barbecues, the Lechon Manok is chicken. On the rotisseries, and usually about a kilo or so. And I try to tell Yna, like a chicken breast, we like the meat, they like the bones. They say, you know, she just sucks on those bones. I'll eat a big like chicken breast, and she'll just take the bones of it, and she's happy with that. But I was gonna make some chicken for dinner tonight, the last thing I get to eat for 12 hours until my surgery. So I pulled out this chicken breast, and even for America, this is a giant chicken breast. But this is for the Filipinos viewers and Filipinas. So you know how big a chicken breast is, like on a native chicken or so. It's probably, well, about that big. You know, they're not very large. Look at this, is one chicken breast. Look at the size of this thing. Holy moly! This is from some steroid-injected, hormone-filled monster chicken. This is just one breast. It's not two breasts. This is not the whole chicken. This is just one chicken breast. So could you imagine getting one of these in the Philippines? You guys wouldn't know what to do with it. It's huge. Unless they have them that big. I don't know if they ship them from out of the country into the supermarkets. I had never ever seen a chicken breast this large in the Philippines. And barely this big in America. That's a giant chicken breast. But that's like 3 days worth of chicken, seriously, from one person. So now my hands are all covered in salmonella, so I can't touch anything. So we love you guys so much. I'd say 99.9% of you people are just so sweet, and I just love reading your comments. And there's so many of the same people that you guys are just really supportive, and we love that, and it just makes us feel good and makes us want to make more videos. So hopefully, if you're enjoying our videos half as much as we're enjoying your responses to our videos, then I think we're going to be doing this for a long time. So, oh, who's this guy? You know who that one is? Put it in the comments if you know who that is. You know, I sell these too. I'll make a video about that sometime. So in the meantime, you know, subscribe, get us up to 1,000. Comment, we love the comments. Like, share, all that stuff we love. And you know what I'm going to say. Stay classy.